Hi, everybody. I was just going to do a brief lecture for week 6. The homework covers a lot of the concepts. So this is just a few little things I found that maybe weren't covered in the homework. So the first item I wanted to go through, Kate and John are forming a partnership. Kate is transferring 100,000 personal cash to the business. John is transferring cash at 30,000, accounts receivable of 50,000, and equipment worth 12,000. The partnership expects to collect 48,000 of the accounts receivable. And we're going to just look at the journal entries to record each of the partners' investments. So of course we have, what I did there. Okay, so of course we have Kate. She contributed cash of 100,000. So we're debiting cash 100,000, crediting Kate Capital 100,000. John is transferring cash at 30,000. So here we're debiting for John 30,000 cash. He's transferring accounts receivable for 50,000. Here's our debit to accounts receivable for the 50,000 and equipment worth. So fair value, we're saying for worth is 12,000. They do tell us that the partnership expects to collect 48,000 of those receivables. So to figure out our allowance for doubtful accounts, which we're crediting for 2,000, we just took the 50,000 receivables minus the 48,000 that is expected to be collected. And then to figure out John's capital, all we have to do is add the 30,000, 50,000, and 12,000 together and subtract the 2,000, and that gives us John capital of 90,000. To know what amount should be reported as total owner's equity immediately after the investments, it's going to be Kate capital of 100,000 and John capital of 90,000 added together for 190,000. Next one, and there was a homework problem that went through some of this. I think the deficiency portion, but I just thought we'd go through another one. Kate and John had capital balances on January 1st of 100,000 and 80,000 respectively. Partnership income sharing agreement provides annual salaries of 20,000 for Kate, 18,000 for John, interest at 10% on beginning capital balances, and remaining income or loss to be divided equally. So salary allowance, we have Kate 20,000, John 18,000. So we've gone ahead and put that in their salary allowances. And if we total 20 plus 18,000, it's 38,000. Interest allowance is 10% on the beginning capital balance. So for Kate, that would be 100,000 times 10%, which is 10,000. We're adding that for her interest allowance. John is 80,000 times 10%, which is 8,000. We're adding that for John's interest allowance. And if we add those two numbers together, that totals 18,000. So right now, let's go ahead and total the salaries and interest, which is 30,000 for Kate, 20,000 plus 10,000 is 30,000. 26,000 for John, 18,000 plus 8,000 is 26,000, and a total of 56,000, which is our 38,000 plus 18,000 added together. The net income is, I'm sorry, right here, 120,000. So looking at 120,000, we want to figure out what we have left to divide. It's 120,000 minus the 56,000 we've already accounted for, and that's going to leave us 64,000. It shows here that the remaining income or loss is to be divided equally. So for Kate, it's 64,000 times 50%, and John, it's 64,000 times 50%, so it's 32,000. So if we're going to go ahead and put that in our remaining income or deficiency for Kate and John, 32,000, which would total 64,000. That gives us total division of income for Kate. It's the 30,000 plus 32,000, which is 60,000. John, it's our 26,000 plus 32,000, which is 58,000. And our total is 56,000 plus 64,000, which is 120,000. Next, we're going to look at a distribution of net income of 40,000. Well, the beginning is going to work exactly the same. We have our salary allowance, 20,000 Kate, 18,000 John, that's 38,000. Interest allowance is the same, 10,000 Kate, 8,000 John, 18,000. And when we total that, we have a total for Kate of 30,000, total for Kate John of 26,000. Well, that gives us a total of 56,000. However, we only have net income of 40,000. Since it told us the remaining income or losses to be divided equally, first of all, we have to figure out how much of a loss do we have to account for. Well, 40,000 of net income minus 56,000 that we've already attributed leaves a negative 16,000. So again, each one is getting 50% of that. So each one is getting a negative 8,000. So we're giving Kate a negative 8,000, John a negative 8,000 for a total of negative 16,000. So if you take the 30,000 minus 8,000, we have 22,000 total division of income for Kate. 26,000 minus 8,000 is 18,000 total division of income for John, and the total is 56,000 minus 16,000, which is our 40,000. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I also have a study guide going through the chapters for week 6 in this posting. Bye, everybody. Have a great week.